we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the New York Jets and the Toronto Thunderbirds. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway.
Taken from about the 12.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And he is going to lose yardage here. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Hall again on 2nd down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And tackled down after a gain. NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap between the New York Jets and the Toronto Thunderbirds. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway.
Taken from about the 12.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 33 and a first. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the stream, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to back them up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially. And it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time. He's got a man, complete. 30, past the 20. And touchdown. A big play there. 94 yards.
And the Thunderbirds are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And now it's blocked. And the Jets have got him. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry about it. It's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Running left, it's Hall.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action now. Wilson on the move to his left.
And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Odafe Oweh.
And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now back to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Here's Braden Mann now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at about the 14.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 16.
He'll give it to Hall to start the drive.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
They'll go again with Hall.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 6 just inside the 30. Wilson.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And some room to work.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Straight ahead is Hall. J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second and 5 now. Wilson.
This pass out wide to Hall. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
They'll give to Hall. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. To throw is Wilson. Holmes has got it complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a first and goal.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Hall. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Well, I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on second and third down here.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. On second and goal, there's an option play left. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on third and goal. They'll try to run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game.
A fairly short kick from the 14. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Wide open receiver, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll look to throw again.
He's going to throw one up for the end zone.
And it'll be intercepted.
Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
On first down, right back to Hall.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They'll roll him out right. This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Jets are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. this one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And some room to roam now. It was third and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
Well, that's one of the main responsibilities of a safety in any defense. A long way downfield before he's able to corral him, but that's why you have him on the field, the last line of defense.
He made the play. I don't know if it'll be remembered. They're probably so mad that the run went for that long.
Wonder if they were thinking pass in that situation as opposed to run and being caught a little bit out of position. Fortunately, he was able to track him down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
On play action, they'll throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A gain of 32 that time.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3 yard line, got to love the effort, and especially the big play that gave his offense a great opportunity.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Thunderbirds have retaken a third-quarter lead. So the record safely in his pocket. Now it's a question of how high can he go. He's just become the first ever, Charles, to score 30 times in a single season.
Well, let's certainly savor this moment. The first time ever, as you just noted, that someone has hit 30. What a ride this has been.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
David Ojabo
coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
It looked like they were trying to get him outside there, but this defense had different plans.
Yeah, they really had an outside-in kind of a pass rush. It's almost like when you're covering a punt, You can't let him get to the outside and get to the sideline. You force him to stay in the middle of the field, and they did exactly that and made the play.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use it. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line.
Well, I think the hope is, you know, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hall ought to give up the middle.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. This is complete to Holmes. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 58 yards. 1st and goal. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Dancing to his left.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
A fairly short kick from the 14. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And, partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
Oh, and the tackle comes quickly. That's only going to get him a couple.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got his big wide receiver complete.
Oh, and he'll be tackled and covered up inbounds. They get another first, but they're working with no timeouts.
They'll look to throw here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
John Franklin Myers
in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, what a game this has been, and now it'll take overtime to decide who goes on to the AFC title game.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they scored first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. 72 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
Yeah, good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. All they need is a field goal. Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to him.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to book a trip to the AFC title game. And the kick is good. He puts it through, and they are moving on to the AFC Championship game. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.